Hi everybody, and welcome to Doctor Who Review. I'm your host, Morgan McAvoy, and today I'll be talking about Episode 4 of Season 2 of Doctor Who, Lucky Day. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, then you might want to stop watching. Because remember, spoilers. It was good that the Doctor and Belinda were able to get to Earth. It was just the wrong year. But when it was revealed that Conrad saw them when he was a little boy, and he told them that it was 2007, I immediately thought, he's going to become Ruby's boyfriend. And I was right. And at first, I liked that meeting made Conrad want to learn more about the Doctor, which led him to meeting Ruby when he interviewed her for his podcast. And it was nice that Ruby had someone she could talk to about her time with the Doctor. But Ruby's happiness didn't last long. But before that reveal, I also really loved seeing that Ruby's birth mother, Louise, was now part of Ruby's family with Carla and Cherry. I liked that Ruby called Kate when she was worried about the Shriek being around, since the lights started flickering, which was one of the signs that Ruby told Conrad would happen if a Shriek was around. And when Ruby told Conrad that she had PTSD from her experience with the Doctor, it made sense, since I would imagine after experiencing that kind of life, going back to a normal life would be pretty hard, since you would always be expecting something bad to happen. So I thought it was great that this episode touched on what it would most likely be like for any of the Doctor's companions when they stopped traveling with the Doctor. So because of this, I'm hoping that Mel tells Ruby about the support group of previous companions of the Doctor that was created in the episode The Power of the Doctor, since if Ruby joined, then she would be able to talk to people who know exactly what she's been through. It was heartbreaking to find out that Conrad was lying to Ruby the whole time, and that two of his friends were pretending to be Shrieks in order to create a story about UNIT lying about the monsters that they faced. But since Conrad met the Doctor and Belinda when he was a little boy, and also saw the Doctor and Ruby when they dealt with the Shrieks the first time, it made me wonder why he was acting like everything Ruby told him about the Doctor was a lie. Since how would he be able to explain the fact that it looked like the Doctor hadn't aged from when Conrad was a little boy to when Conrad was an adult? So when Shirley told Kate that Conrad had interviewed to work at UNIT but was turned down, it made sense why he would want to make UNIT look bad. But when Kate said that in her notes for Conrad's interview, she wrote that she didn't trust him, it made me wonder if Conrad only wanted a job at UNIT so he could destroy it from the inside, or if he actually wanted to work at UNIT, but Kate could tell that he couldn't be trusted. Whatever Conrad's reason for working at UNIT was, Kate was absolutely right that he couldn't be trusted. This episode did a great job at showing how conspiracy theories can affect people, since Conrad was live streaming when he revealed that he was lying to Ruby, and he got a lot of supporters who agreed with everything he said about UNIT, which made things for UNIT and Ruby very difficult. So when Conrad broke into UNIT and was also live streaming that, and he told everyone there to admit to lying about the monsters they faced, and he also insulted Kate's dad, the Brigadier, I didn't blame Kate for releasing the Shriek that they had captured so it would go after Conrad since it had his scent. And Ruby only helped Conrad after he admitted that he was lying about everything. And even though he thanked Ruby, it was really annoying when he told everyone that their special effects had improved, but then the Shriek bit his arm, which is probably the first time I was ever rooting for a Doctor Who monster. I'm wondering how the Doctor found out about what Conrad did. I assume UNIT probably told him, or maybe Ruby was able to get a message to the Doctor with UNIT's help. And even though it didn't change Conrad's behavior, I was glad that the Doctor defended Ruby. And we now know that it was Conrad who told the Doctor Belinda's name, which made the Doctor go look for Belinda in the first place. Even before I saw her face, I knew that the person walking to Conrad's cell with the keys was Mrs. Flood. I mean, it's safe to say that we're going to have a Mrs. Flood scene in every episode, and since she let Conrad go, it's also likely that we're going to see him again too. I know that in my last review, I talked about the possibility of Mrs. Flood being good, but since she let Conrad go, it seems like that's not the case. I also saw a theory online that said Mrs. Flood could be a Time Lord, since she told Conrad that she was the governor, so that could be her Time Lord name, like the Doctor or the Master. But I'm also pretty sure that governor is what police officers in London call their superiors, So she could also have been talking about that. I also saw a comment on a reaction video for this episode that had the theory that Mrs. Flood is actually two different people who look alike, which would explain why sometimes when we see her, she seems good, but other times she seems evil. I can't wait to find out who Mrs. Flood is, and I also hope that it's a reveal that actually shocks us. After watching this episode, I've been thinking about who would be the worst kind of person to date. Someone like Belinda's ex, Alan, who's controlling and sexist and doesn't hide it, or someone like Ruby's ex, Conrad, who seems like they care but is actually lying to you and uses what you tell them against you. Obviously, both are horrible people, but if I had to pick which one was worse, I would have to say someone like Conrad. Just because if you were dating someone like Alan, obviously it would be a horrible experience, but you would know the type of person they were. Whereas if you were dating someone like Conrad, they would make you think that you could trust them and you would feel like you would be able to tell them anything. So I would think that that would hurt a lot more when they betray you. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And if you want to see any of my previous Doctor Who reviews, check out the playlist. And if you want to see any of my future Doctor Who reviews or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!